Ethan was traveling in a car with his father. Ethan had a speed measuring device. A car passed by in the opposite direction at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour, but Ethan's device showed a speed of 110 kilometers per hour. Ethan was confused and thought the meter was broken. However, his father said the meter was correct. How could this be possible? How did the meter show the wrong reading? Can you explain the reason behind this? Comment your answer. Logical Army, this is the magic of science. The car Ethan was in was traveling at a speed of 40 kilometers per hour, and the other car was coming from the opposite direction, so the relative speed became 110 kilometers per hour. That's why the speed showed as 110 kilometers per hour. Did you understand? A biker snatches a lady's purse and speeds away. At that moment, Detective Mehul is shopping nearby. The lady tells Mehul the bike's number and its color. Mehul quickly notes down the bike's number. Color of the bike was green and the number was 6996. With the help of the traffic police, Mehul stops all bikes at the next signal and arrives at the signal in his car. The traffic police have all the bikers lined up on one side. There are 3 green bikes that look identical. Mehul is unsure which one could be the thief. Logical Army, can you tell which biker might be the thief? Observe carefully and comment with your answer. The second bike's number is 9966. If the numbers are reversed, it becomes 6996. When Mehul touches the number plate, the numbers come off easily.
This means the thief changed the number plate on the way to avoid being recognized.
But Mehul is smart. He catches the thief. Let's see the next puzzle. Employees were continuously dying inside Rose's international company. First Ria, then Osman, then Sonam, and now Ihan. The company's founder, Mr. KK, calls Mehul. Mehul investigates the office and every employee in a detective manner, discovering a pattern. Mehul understands who the next victim will be and marks 3 people in the company: Sam, Sarah, Bella. Logical Army, what pattern did Mehul discover? Logical Army, observe carefully. Think and comment your answer. The company's name is Roses International, and the deaths are happening in the sequence of the letters of the company's name. First Ria, R, then Osman, O, then Sonam, S, and Ihan, E. This means the next target will start with S, which could be either Sam or Sarah. Mehul starts keeping an eye on Sam, and Aliyah on Sarah. One night at 9 p.m., 2 people come to Sarah's house and knock on the door. Before opening the door, Sarah calls out to ask who they are. They say they are from the bank. Sarah had taken a home loan, but Sarah immediately realizes that these people cannot be from the bank. Logical Army, why did Sarah think these people weren't from the bank? Comment your answer. Bank officers can only visit someone's house during the day to collect a loan. Visiting at night is illegal. Sarah understands this immediately and calls Aliyah to tell her everything. Aliyah sneaks up behind them and catches them, giving them a good beating. Then the 2 reveal that Mr. KK had fired them from the company, and they plan to ruin the entire company as revenge. Aliyah hands them over to the police. Aliyah's fighting skills are truly amazing. 8734. Alright, let's see the next puzzle. Alex and Brian participate in a javelin throw competition. Brian throws the javelin at a 60 degrees angle while Alex throws it at a 45 degrees angle. The person marking the distances immediately understands that Brian doesn't have much knowledge about javelin throwing. Logical Army, how did that person judge Brian so quickly? Please comment your answer. Logical Army, if you have studied physics, you would know that when we throw an object at a 45-degree angle, it covers the maximum distance. Alex knew it, that's why he threw at 45-degree angle. But Brian threw at 60-degree angle. Since Brian didn't know this, it means he is a novice player. John and David were very mischievous children. As soon as their father left for the office, they would play cricket in the house all day long. After that, they would clean up to ensure their father wouldn't suspect anything. One day, before leaving for the office, John and David's father took a photo of the box cricket setup in the house and then left. In the evening, when their father returned home, everything was clean, but he understood that John and David had played cricket again. Logical Army, how did their father figure it out? Look carefully. In the morning photo, the yellow bell was on the right side of the stumps and the orange bell was on the left side, but now it's the opposite. This means John and David's father was very smart and intentionally used different colored bells on the stumps. Their father is also very smart. He definitely deserves a like. Let's move on to the next puzzle. In Stuart's class, all the kids considered Stuart to be weak. One day, Stuart brings a video in which he is seen pulling up 100-kilogram stones from a swimming pool with a rope. After watching the video, all the kids start thinking Stuart is very powerful. Logical Army, how did Stuart do this? How Stuart pulled those big and heavy stones? Comment with your answer. Logical Army, in water, the stones experience a buoyant force which counterbalances the weight of the stones. Stone becomes light, thus easier to lift in water. Stuart fooled them. Let's see the next puzzle. Uncle Bob places bananas in the kitchen, but after a while, someone eats 4 or 5 of them. At that time, there were 3 children in the house. Uncle Bob questions all 3 children, but he can't determine the truth. Then, Uncle Bob locks each child in a separate room and gives each one a banana to eat. As soon as the bananas are finished, Uncle Bob understands which child had eaten the bananas earlier. Logical Army, can you figure it out? Comment your answer. Observe carefully. The peels in the kitchen match the peel from the second child's room. He is removing the peel and eating it. First and the third child ate the banana from the bottom up. Bob catches him. Uncle Bob's detective mind deserves a like. Let's see the next puzzle. Mehul's childhood friend John goes on a trip abroad and shows Mehul some photos when he returns. He says that
this is the most beautiful sunrise, and this is the most beautiful sunset.
However, Mehul immediately realizes that the photos are fake. Logical Army, how did Mehul understand that the photos are fake? Look closely, the sunrise and sunset photos both show the sun behind the same mountain, which is impossible.
The sun rises in the east and sets in the west.
This is how Mehul understands that his friend is trying to fool him. Alright, let's move on to the next puzzle. Near a pond in the jungle, the police find a lot of smuggled goods. There are tire marks in the wet mud on the edge of the pond. When the police searched the area, they noticed 3 trucks. After carefully examining the 3 trucks, the police understood which truck came near the pond. Logical Army, can you tell how the police caught the criminal truck? Think, and tell me your answer in the comments. Look carefully, there was a thin mark between the tire marks. On the third truck, there is a chain hanging in the front. This means that this truck came near the pond. The police began searching for the truck owners. Let's see the next puzzle. Robin checks his pocket and finds that 100 rupees are missing. Robin questions his 3 children. The first child says,
"Dad, I was playing football in the field at the back since morning. I came as soon as you called."
The second child says,
"Dad, I was also playing football with my brother. I was on the same ground and just came now."
The third child says,
"Dad, I was studying on the terrace. I didn't steal it."
After listening to all 3, Robin understands who is lying. But can you figure it out, Logical Army? The first child was really playing football. Look at his shoes. They are muddy, and his pants are dirty too. But look at the second child. He is completely clean. If the first child can get so dirty, how can the second one be so clean? This means he is lying. He must have stolen it. Dad scolds him strongly, and he tells the truth. Logical Army, you should never steal. It is absolutely wrong. Let's see the next puzzle. At Silver Valley, the police and bandits face off. Firing begins from both sides, and all the bandits run away in different directions. Inspector John chases the bandit Mike to the riverbank. Inspector John looks around carefully but couldn't figure out where the bandit Mike is hiding. Logical Army. Look carefully at the scene. Can you tell where the bandit Mike is hiding? Comment your answer now. Logical Army, observe carefully. Bubbles are coming out of the water, which means Bandit Mike is hiding in the water. Inspector John waited there. Bandit Mike couldn't stay underwater for long and came out after a while. Inspector John catches him at gunpoint. Let's see the next puzzle. The forest police receive information that someone is illegally cutting trees in the jungle. When the police go into the jungle, they find a tree that has been cut down. The forest police surround the jungle from all sides and catch 3 people. The police immediately understand which one of them cut the tree. Logical Army, can you tell who among the 3 cut the tree? Comment with your answer. The second person must have cut the tree with his axe. The first person, if he had used his wood-cutting machine, would have left the tree with perfectly sliced cuts, and the third person has a coconut cutter, which would make it very difficult to cut such a large tree. This means the second person cut the tree. Police catches him. Let's see the next puzzle. Jake was sitting on a window seat in a train that was stopped at the station, when suddenly a man wearing a mask snatched his cell phone through the window. Jake immediately gets off the train and sees 3 men standing there. Jake carefully observes and understands which man stole his mobile. Logical Army, can you figure it out? Comment your answer. Logical Army, look closely. When the thief reached through the window to snatch the cell phone, there was a bracelet on his wrist. Now among these 3 people, this person is wearing a bracelet. This means this man is the thief. After checking, Jake finds his cell phone. Let's see the next puzzle. Smugglers were chasing Mehul's bike. Mehul didn't have a gun, but the smugglers did. While riding his bike, Mehul grabs an egg from a bag. Logical Army, what could Mehul possibly do with an egg? Think and comment your answer. Logical Army, as soon as Mehul approaches a turn, he applies the brakes on his bike and throws the egg at the front windshield of the smuggler's car. The driver turns on the wipers to clean the windshield, but this is where he makes a mistake. The egg's liquid spreads all over the glass, making it impossible to see, and the car crashes into a tree. Mehul catches him. A like is deserved for Mehul's cleverness. Let's see the next puzzle. Look at this picture carefully and tell me which mother is a fool, A or B? Let me know your answer in the comments. For more interesting riddles and puzzles, subscribe to the channel.